look at timing, you look at COVID and stuff. Let's talk about really quick how things have been starting off with you.
Starting off, it's been, I won't say much of a challenge because I already had my clientele. See, so it was more so the toughest part for me is actually putting my foot out there and say, okay, it's time to do it. Because I want to say I kind of evolved in a sense because I would, go to other gyms and, train there. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with that. So I just basically built a court in my backyard. And after that, it got overwhelming. So I was like, okay, I need a facility because I had so much clientele coming in and everybody, was loving the fact of what I was doing. So I was like, okay, I need a building. Kind of danced around the idea for a minute and then just finally said, okay, it's time. And once I did it, I got in here. I would get overwhelmed at times because it's 7,000 square feet and then it was just me. So I'm doing everything by myself, but it's part of the process. And I always tell my kids, I tell everybody, trust their process. And so that's basically what I did. I took my own words, I trusted the process, and here we are.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Who is Coach Lumpkin?
Coach Lumpkin, small town kid, born and raised here in Vicksburg. Went to the Great One Central High School. Played basketball and baseball there. Was fortunate enough to land a scholarship after high school. I played basketball at South Florida Community College. After 2 years there, I transferred to Southwestern Oklahoma, where I eventually finished my playing career. I won't say playing career, my college career. So after that, I turned pro, and it's been, to the sky since then. I played professionally for 15 years, and decided to come back home and, just try to, do what's best for my community and help these kids because I feel like it was a need.
Such a drive and a passion for kids here in the city of Vicksburg. What gives you that drive? Take me back to when you were a child. There's something in your childhood that makes you want to do this.
I just remember, going out with a best friend of mine who's actually one of my coaches in my organization, Willie Hope. And we would just go out and we would go and play basketball, man, all day long. We would go to different courts here, different courts there. And when I say from sun up to sundown, that's what we used to do all the time. And I just, that passion, it comes from that. I know how it made me feel. And I know I want kids to experience that feeling. I want them to have like a safe haven, so to speak. And I want this to be their safe haven. And just continue to, just put that confidence in them and let them know, sky's the limit. Whatever they want to do, they can do it.
So when you look at what you do, and let's talk about really quick the name of your business, organization, your gym. Let's talk about everything.
My organization is where everything started. It's called the Warren County Bulls Hoops. And that's basically AAU organization. Well, in the summertime, spring, summer, we started off with 8 kids. When I first got back here probably 4 years ago, we started off with 8 kids. And that 8 kids grew to 72 kids. Wow. Right? So you can only imagine how overwhelming it got at times. But it was, like I said, it was a need. And like when those 8 kids got the word out, I mean, it was just a flood. It was just a flood of kids. One of the parents was like, okay, I want my son. And it's hard to tell them no. And so we just, we had got up to 8 teams at one time. We kind of scaled back because we was like, okay, we probably bit off more than we can chew. But we still wanted to keep our hands on those kids. Which kind of leads over into my own little business venture here, which is Next Generation. And it started off as Next Generation.
This is
well, it started off little. It started and that's what, and it's been a blessing though. You know what I'm saying? It's been a blessing to start off that little and then to go from just the next generation aspect to having an academy. And that's my whole goal. Like I want to touch on every aspect of the game, and not just the game, but teaching them how to become a man as well.
Wow. So obviously teaching people how to become a man, obviously you're a man, you have to be a man to teach other guys or other boys how to become a man.
Correct.
Who was your biggest influence?
My biggest influence had to be my stepdad. And I hate saying stepdad, my dad actually, because at times when I was younger, I didn't get it. I didn't get why he was tough on me or why he would say this, and I was like, that makes no sense. But of course it wouldn't make sense to me because I hadn't lived it and I didn't experience what he had experienced. And that's all he was trying to do was bleed that, what you're gonna get in life, you're gonna have to work for it. And I can hear him in my head right now, always telling me, you do something right the first time, you won't have to do it again. and that's every time I be telling him come food over here the same thing, like do it right the first time. And that's basically it. So
when we talk about process,
mm-hmm.
with everything in life, there's a process.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. There was a process to get here. There's a process to become a man. There's a process to have your children. There's
Mm-hmm.
a process to everything.
A process to everything. With a process, is if you break the word down, it's just basically patience. Patience, and that's basically, I'm always complimented on my patience. When sometimes I want to pull my hair out, but I think that was the biggest aspect to the process is patience. Not only trusting that process, but knowing in your patience that something good is going to come out of it. And so at times you would get discouraged, not just with my business, but with my organizations as well. And I just have to put it out there, like I would be so upset with my parents at sometimes, but then I have to scale back and be like, what if that was your son? What if that was your daughter? Like, how would you react? And I'm in that position now. I'll be like, you know what, that it all makes sense. And so that's where that patience comes in. It comes in with your kids. I have kids that are 5, 6, 7, and you have to have patience. Well, not my personal kids, but they all my kids. But you have to be patient. And in that process, that's what we're at right now. And it's just a blessing, man, to be able to turn the key to your own business and, just see your work paid off.
And with the process, obviously, sometimes you want to give up, but you can't give up. Let's talk about not giving up.
It's not an option. So I don't even, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I don't even want to talk about it because I put it in my head like, well, giving up. What is giving up? You can't give up because I put it in myself that there's a lot of people dependent on you. Even when you want to give up, or if the thought crossed my mind, you'd be like, dude, you tripping. Why would you even think about giving up?
So right now, the gym, how many kids, I won't say kids, but how many young people are in this gym right now?
I would say roughly anywhere from 40 to 60. And with me opening it up to, this facility, it's been overwhelming. Like, man, I'm getting text messages, I'm getting calls like nonstop. And I love it. I love it because the community is open to this. We've been known as quote unquote as a football city. So we're just trying to change that culture. We want to be both.
So what's the main message that you want to send to your students? I mean, they're students first.
Right.
Right. What's the main message that you want to send to your students here?
The main message that I put into them is that I always teach confidence. I feel like if you're confident in what you're doing, you can be sweeping floors. If you're confident in that, you're going to be the best floor sweeper anybody's ever met. And so with confidence, it brings a different level of hard work. All right, because if you're confident, you're confident in what you're doing, and you're going to work harder to achieve what you're trying to achieve. And that's just a small thing. To some people, but to me, it's a lot. It's a lot. So.
Now, Coach Lumpkin, tell us what's your last at the end of the day. What's the main thing that you want to accomplish? You're dead and gone, and you leave this thing called a legacy. What is it that you want to accomplish?
I just want people to say that he was all right. Oh, Coach Lump was all right. Everybody calls me Lump. So I just want to put my hand, and I know I can't, but I just want to put my hands on everybody, and just give them the good of me, and just be like, whatever you want to do, you can do it, and I believe that, and it's old cliche, but I really believe, like, if you want to be the freaking president of the United States, you can. Yeah, so.